In this tutorial, we are going to make the simpler version of the paper rose. This is the same template that we used for the standing giant paper rose. Again, in this video, we are going to make the simpler version which uses less paper, and this is ideal if you are going to use this for paper flower walls, like what I'm going to use this for. This uses 8 sheets less and will be less detailed. So we have the same components, except this will be 10 instead of 14, still 4 and 4 here, but this will be 8 instead of 12. This is the template that I really prefer hand cutting rather than cutting with a Cricut or a cutting machine, just because the template is simple and easy and more time efficient in my opinion if you cut it by hand. Once you have cut all the templates, next step would be curling the edges. In the past few days, I have built lots of flowers as a replacement for one of my walls in a wedding venue. So I've, created and produced a lot, and I actually have an excess. This is actually the petal 3 of the 15-inch version of this flower. I have like excess 8 pieces, and when I checked, this is almost the same size as this one. So I will be using this pieces as my petal one, just so I won't waste any paper, and I'm not going to produce or cut more of these. So of course, when you cut your template, you will get this shape with like a longer tail, but for this one, this is almost the same shape, so I am going to use this as my petal one. All right, so without further ado, let us curl the edges. Petal 1, by the way, so 8 pieces, 1 2 3 4. We are just going to curl it like this, same as this one. Now for the next 2 pieces, we're going to curl it like this. So we just need 2 for the petal 1. Petal 2A, 2B, and 3, the petals will be curled like this. This needs to be cut in the middle. We'll also be cutting this just for, as a guide. Alright, okay, let's set this 3 aside, and we are going to start with a bud. Let's use this as our starting, bud. So we are just going to form cross like this. And that's totally okay if it's not whole. Okay, let's do this later. Let's do this first. In normal circumstances, this will look like this. Okay, so it should look like this, but since we are using scraps, or I am using scraps, we are just going to form it like this. Alright, so we are going to close this like this, as if they are hugging. So it will look like this, and I have like this pointy corners, so I'm just going to cut them. Then let's proceed with this one. So unlike with the other versions, we have used 14 pieces. We are only going to use 10 pieces for this. So we are not going to like, squish it like very narrow or very tight. What I mean is we are just going to, close it a bit loose compared to, the others. So like this. So it's a bit loose compared to the others. And then after this, we are going to attach this two here. We're going to close it like that. Alright, get your petal 2A. This is the shorter one of the petal 2s. And we're going to place it like where we last finished off, or here. So this would be like a nice guide on where you are going to attach them. So since I am going to use this for flower walls, here's the reason why we have two sizes or like heights for petal 2. So previously my petal 2s are a bit higher, like the size of the petal 2B, and when you form it like this, the tendency was it was like higher or higher than the bud, and the tendency was, these parts were kind of being squished when I store them, because I store them like on top of each other or on top of like each piece. Hence for this, our petal 2As are shorter. So if you have positioned them a bit higher, don't worry. Like this, I am just going to cut a bit from this one. But that is, what I suggest, most especially if you are going to use this for uses such as flower walls where you might possibly stack them together. And honestly, if you're going to use this for a wall or something that you have a lot, I really wouldn't be particular with like how it looks, just because you will have a lot and it's not going to be as detailed if you are just going to use it for a standing flower. Let's say for example. Okay, now petal 2B. Okay, this, we really need the slits for this one, just because when we place it like this, we need to close, the bottom. So this will go like in between. And we are going to close the bottom like this. And do this for the rest of petal 2B. Alright, okay, Again, this is okay. I'm not very particular with, you know, the details compared to or unlike if it's going to be, you know, a detailed one or like a freestanding one. Okay, so we are done with the petal 2s. It's time for the petal 3s. And this will be going in between. And compared again to the previous versions, this will be 8 instead of 12. Actually, for walls, the wider or the bigger the better, because you need to cover like a lot of space, most especially for walls. So for the last layer, I love to do it like this, bottom up. I find it easier this way. Oh my gosh. Okay. So I wasn't able to record what I was saying earlier, but I basically just added like a cardboard here at the back. So this is way much easier compared to the standing ones. But for me, I am doing it for a wall. So this is my 11th one. So like I have to do 11. You might notice, you know, there's like print here. So I printed like my pieces wrong, or like, you know, I printed in the sheets like wrong. What I did was I just flipped the other side. And if this happens to you, if you print on the wrong side, just make sure that the print is of course at the back. So in walls, this will not be visible. So that's just it. Okay, let's flip it. Ta-da! This is the simpler version of our paper rose. So it uses less paper, 8 pieces less. And this is way much easier to do. If you are bothered with this being very long, you can cut it. I wouldn't really, you know, it doesn't really matter for what I'm using it for. Okay, yeah, thanks so much for watching. And if you are going to make this version, let me know what you are going to use it for. Okay, so thank you so much. See you in my next videos. Bye.